So before I get any further into the game and start creating all these codes, I've been thinking a lot about the character. So I came here to Ready Player Me, and I'm going to create a character that I'm going to be using for the Chatman's bow. So I'm going to choose a masculine body type, and I'm going to pick a photo. And this is a photo of me. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And here's the character. Make them just a tad bit darker. And for the outfit, choose probably something a little more, for the game. I mean, the guy, it is a game about creating wealth and building wealth. But I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be able to change the clothes once I'm actually created. So I need to fit something that's kind of, would be working in and running around in. So at first I was going to go with more of the business look, but I think I'm just going to go with just a regular basic t-shirt and jeans. Can't really go wrong with that. For the hair, I'm going to go with cornrows. That looks a little bit, starting to look a little more like me. So unnatural. This might work. Let me see here. No. I do like that though. Could do the classic, or I think I'm just gonna go with just some basic hair. And let me see here. Go with probably just black hair. Yeah. And I like the goatee the way it is. Yeah. I'm just turn it a little darker. The eyes, I don't think I'm really gonna mess with the eyes. Do need to fix the eyebrows though. Yeah, I think that will work for the eyebrows. And I think I will maybe give them glasses. Let me see here. I don't like those. I don't think I really want sunglasses. I think I'm just gonna go with these. It doesn't look like I could change the tint of them though. But yeah, kind of covers the ear, but that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with those. And no, I don't think I'll have a helmet. It'll be cool if I could eventually accessorize them with a choice in game. But I think this is what I'm gonna go with for now. So I downloaded that character I just made on Ready Player Me. And I'm gonna bring that character into Blender now. So I'm just gonna click on here. I'm gonna hold A to select everything, and then delete to delete that. I'm gonna go up to File, Import, and this is gonna be GITF 2.0 GLB file. I'm gonna select the one I just downloaded, and that loads the character in here. And I could come up and switch if I wanted to look at how he looks. And I'm gonna come up to File. There's not really much I need to do in here. Export as a FBX. And there's some stuff I need to change here. The path mode, I'm going to come down, change this to copy. I'm going to click this little embed texture box next to that. Then I'm going to come down to apply scaling. I'm going to switch this to a FBX unit scale. And I'm going to uncheck the apply unit. Scroll up a little bit. Under geometry, under smoothing, I'm going to do edge. And I'm going to check the tangent space. Then under armature, I'm going to uncheck the add leaf bones. And I'm just going to rename this now and then hit the export FBX. And then I'm going to come over to Mixamo I'm going to upload character, and I'm just going to drag that file in that I just saved. And this will load the character. Looks kind of goofy, but he'll work. And I'm just going to click the next button, and that will load the character in. And then I'm going to click on animations, and I'm just going to type in T-pose, and I'm going to select that, and I'm going to download the character. And this one will be with skin, FBX binary, and I'm just going to click download. So now that I have the actual character downloaded, I'm going to do some animations. I know I'm going to need the idle, and I'm just going to come up here and search idle. There's different types, and with that selected, I didn't like how he was kicking the ground right there. I think I'm going to do this breathing idle, and you saw he's swaying back and forth. I could come here, I can decrease that, so now he's not swaying as much. And I think I'm just going to do about 30 there. And then his breathing, he's breathing kind of heavy. Let's set that to 50. And I think that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. This time I'm going to do without skin, so it'll just be the straight animation. Click download. Next, I'm going to do a walk-in animation. I'm just going to type in walk-in here, and this one I am going to click the in place, and that's fine there. So I'm going to go ahead and download it without skin, and I'm going to look for a running animation. I think that first one is too fast. This looks more like what I'll be needing. So I'm going to go ahead and download it, and without skin. And I'm going to go ahead and do a jump animation also. Down. This one looks more like an action type RPG, but I like it, so I'm going to use that for the jump. Go ahead and download it without skin. So back in Unreal Engine 5 here, I already have a characters folder anyway, so I'm going to open that up. I'm going to right click, create a new folder. I'm just going to call this Atom. So my character is going to be called. Going to open that up. And the very first one, the Atom T-pose, I'm going to bring that in. It's saved as a T-pose. I just renamed it. I'm going to drag that. And when this screen pops up under the mesh, I'm going to come down to Advanced. And I'm going to click the Import Morph Targets. And I'm going to scroll down, and under miscellaneous here, I'm going to check this convert scene unit box, and then I'm just going to click the import, and more than likely you're going to always get some kind of error. I'm just going to close that, and as soon as I import, I always like to check it. So I'm going to scroll down here and find the Atom T-pose. And there'll always be three. You'll have the skeleton, the physical asset, and the skeletal mesh. So I'm going to drag out that skeletal mesh. And there we have the character. Always like to do that first. And now I'm going to drag in the other three animations, so that, or other four, the breathing, jumping, running, and walking. I'm going to drag those in, and the skeleton, I'm just making sure it's the Atom T-pose skeleton, and I'm going to check the convert scene unit, and I'm just going to go ahead and import all, and I have all of those in here now. And now I'm going to find that T-pose and open it up, and I'm just going to dock this up top here, and I'm going to, over here on the right, switch to the animation sequence. And next I'm going to come up here to create asset, and I'm going to do a Atom blueprint, and I'm going to come to variables here, create a new one, and I'm going to call this one speed, and I'm going to click the down arrow here, and this will be a float. And I'm going to right click and type in state machine, and I'm going to add new state machine, and I'll go ahead and connect that, and I'm going to click on this state machine to open it, drag off the entry. I'm going to add state, and I'm going to call this idle run. So idle run, and I'm going to click on it to open it up, and I'm going to right click and type in blend space, and I'm going to select the blend space 1D, and I'll just go ahead and connect that, and I'm going to right click and get speed, that speed variable I just created, select it, and I'll connect that to the blend space, and I'm going to double click the blend space to open it up. So I'm going to click my idle breathing here and drag it in to this first line, and I'm going to drag in the running, or actually I'll drag in the walking animation next onto this next line, and for the running I'll move that to this fourth line, and I'm going to compile this, and under horizontal axis I'm going to change this name to speed, and I'm going to change this maximum here to, I'm going to do 300, and I'm going to change the wait speed to 5, and I'm going to compile and save this, and I'm going to hold down the control button and just make sure it looks good. So he goes from starting to walk to basically start running. And so from here I'm going to jump to the event graph, and I'm going to drag off the event update anim and set speed and select it, and I'm going to drag off the get pawn owner return value here and get velocity and select it, and I'm going to drag off of the return value here and type out vector length and select it, and then that vector length will actually connect here to the speed. So I'll just connect that, and I'm going to compile and save this. Now I'm going to jump over to the Atom BP. So I'm going to double click on that Atom BP to open it, and I'm going to jump to the viewport, and I'll click on him. I'll come over to the skeletal mesh, and I'll switch that to the one I just made, the Atom T-pose. And under the Atom class here, I'm going to select that one I just made, and I'm going to compile and save. I'll jump back to the main level here, and now I have my character that I created. And he can run around, and now I can start building this out more. I don't know if I'm 100% satisfied with the way he looks, but for now I'm just gonna go with it. So after seeing the character run around, I just had to come back and change it. I just didn't like that other character, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this character I kind of recreated. So I do have the new character in here now, just need to hook up the animations. Alright, I got that character switched out, and I'm not still 100% sure about the outfit, but I'm just gonna go with this for now. So we have our new character.